My beloved soul, today I want you to see the worth you never needed to prove to anyone. I have been watching you, not from a celestial distance, but from the closest proximity of your being. I see your strength, the way you organize your world and the world of those you love. I see your resilience, your ability to smile when your heart is heavy, to offer a word of comfort when your own soul longs to be comforted. You have become the rock, the pillar, the safe harbor for so many. And amid this constant giving, you learn to carry the weight. Ah, my child, if people could see the weight you carry. It is not a physical weight that bows your back, but an unseen weight that compresses your soul. It is the weight of worry about the future, the weight of the responsibilities you took on, the weight of the words you swallowed to maintain peace, the weight of past disappointments you carry in an emotional backpack you never take off. You grew so accustomed to it that you may no longer even perceive it as a burden. It has become a part of you, like your own skin. But I see it. I feel it. I sense the exhaustion behind your smile, the tiredness in your bones that sleep cannot cure, the solitude of being the one who cares for everyone, but who rarely feels cared for. Today, my voice comes to you not like thunder, but like the gentle breeze that eventually arrives at the end of a hot, stuffy day. I saw the weight, and I came to ease it. Now, what I am about to show you next could transform your walk, because this is not a promise that things will get lighter someday. It is an invitation for a divine transaction that happens at this exact moment. I am here to make an exchange with you. I want to take your backpack of worries, your armor of self-reliance, your cloak of excessive responsibility. I want to take them for myself, and in exchange, I want to give you my yoke, which is easy, and my burden, which is light. Before continuing the message, write this statement of faith in the comments. God renews my strength and hope every day. This is your first act of consent, your permission for me to begin untying the straps of the weight that has been binding you. Now, continuing the message, take a deep breath, and for the first time in a long time, allow yourself the vulnerability of being cared for. Help has arrived. My child, pay attention to what comes next. For the exchange to be permanent, you need to understand why you took on this weight in the first place. You were not born to carry it. I created you to walk in lightness, to dance through life and not to drag yourself through it. But at some point in your walk, you learned a distorted lesson. Perhaps you learned in childhood that your worth was in your usefulness, that to be loved, you needed to be the good one, the helper, the one who never caused problems and always solved others. And you, in your search for love and acceptance, became the best student in that school. Every time you solved a problem, you felt a surge of worth, and the weight became your identity. Perhaps you learned this lesson through pain, a betrayal, an abandonment. A great disappointment taught you that you cannot trust others to hold things together. And then you decided, consciously or unconsciously, that the only way to be safe was to carry everything alone. Self-reliance became your armor. The weight became the proof of your strength and independence. It was painful, but it seemed safer than the risk of being hurt again. Or perhaps you simply looked around and saw other women doing the same and believed that this was your destiny, your fate. Carrying the weight of the family, work, and everyone's emotions seemed to be simply what women do. No one showed you an alternative. The pattern became the norm, and the weight was passed down from generation to generation like an unwanted inheritance. There is something essential you need to grasp before continuing. Those mechanisms, which exhaust you today, were survival strategies. They helped you navigate an imperfect world. They protected you. They gave you a sense of purpose. But the strategy that helped you survive is not the same that will make you prosper. You are no longer that child seeking approval. You are no longer that wounded woman building walls. You are my daughter, and your identity is not in what you carry, but in who I am in you. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, I trust in the Lord. By doing this, you strengthen your faith and share hope with those who also need to sense my presence, to cry out. It is your declaration that you are ready to release the old strategies and trust my new, light path for you. If this message has touched your heart and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Look at the woman you were with compassion. She was a warrior, but the war is over. It is time to lay down the weapons of self-effort and enter my rest. My precious soul, how does this divine exchange work? How exactly will I ease your burden now? It is not a magic pass, but a conscious spiritual transaction on your part. I am standing before you with my hands extended, and I offer you an invitation. Start unloading your backpack, item by item, and placing them in my hands. Take the weight of worry about that child or grandchild. You have been replaying the worst scenarios in your mind, losing sleep, trying to control the uncontrollable. Take that weight out of your backpack. Say out loud, Father, I hand over my worry about person's name to you. I trust that you love them more than I do and that your plan for their life is good. I place them in your hands and sense the immediate relief in doing so. Now, take the weight of that financial situation, the bills, the uncertainty, the fear of lack. You have been juggling, agonizing. Take that weight out. Say, Father, I hand over my finances to you. I trust you as my provider. Show me your ways and give me your wisdom, and place it in my hands. Take the weight of that past wound that hurt you continue to carry. Take it out of your backpack. Say, Father, I hand over this pain to you. I choose to forgive. Heal my heart and redeem this memory, and hand it over to me. What I am about to show you next could transform your life. With every weight you hand me, I place something of mine in its place. You hand me your worry, and I place in your backpack my peace, which surpasses all understanding. You hand me your fear of lack, and I place my promise of provision. You hand me your pain, and I place my balm of healing. Your backpack will not remain empty. It will be filled with my resources. You will continue to walk, but instead of carrying stones, you will carry treasures. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you have been waiting for is in this verse, Matthew 11:28-30, which says, Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Write in the comments, I received this message and I am blessed, and send love and protection to the person you love, declaring that God is also easing their burden. If this message has touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light. And before we proceed, let me guide you to something I have prepared to strengthen your faith even more. If you feel you need inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and prosperity aligned with my heart, there is a 31-day walk waiting for you. Each day was created so I can speak to you more deeply. If you wish to follow this path, the link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue the message. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now. Thus, you receive more messages of light. This invitation is not a figure of speech. It is a real and immediate offer. The exchange is available now. My blessed soul. The act of handing over your burdens to me one by one is the start. But for that lightness to become your new normal state, you need to practice the art of releasing. Your tendency by habit will be to take the weights back. You hand me the worry in the morning, and in the afternoon, when anxiety strikes, you run back to my hand and take it back. That is a conditioned reflex we need to train together. The first tool for practicing releasing is forgiveness. The stickiest weight, the one we most like to take back, is resentment. It is the hurt against the one who wounded us, the disappointment with the one who failed us. Carrying resentment is like carrying the offender on your back wherever you go. You get tired, but they do not even notice. Forgiveness is the act of putting that person down, of handing them over to me, who is the only righteous judge, and of walking free. Every time the memory of the offense comes to your mind, and the temptation to take the weight of bitterness back arises, you need to have a ready answer. Say, no, that burden is not mine anymore. I already handed it over to God. I choose peace. I choose freedom. And the most liberating forgiveness is the one you need to extend to yourself. You carry the weight of your past mistakes, your flaws, your imperfections. You replay them in your mind, repeatedly punishing yourself. My child, if I, who am holy, forgave you and cast your sins into the sea of forgetfulness, who are you to go fishing them back? Release the weight of guilt. Receive my grace. Embrace your humanity. Every mistake was a master that taught you a valuable lesson. Be grateful for the lesson and release the weight of self-criticism. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you wish to forgive. Visualize each one, send them love, and say, I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Every act of forgiveness strengthens your releasing muscle. It trains you to live with open hands, ready to receive my lightness, instead of living with clenched fists, clinging to the weights of the past. Your freedom is in your capacity to let go, and I am here to give you the strength to do that. My precious soul, as you practice the exchange and the art of releasing, you will begin to experience a new reality. I want you to visualize and sense what life is like without the weight. The first thing you will notice is the silence in your mind. The constant buzzing of worry and excessive planning will begin to diminish. In its place, there will be a stillness, a space for creativity, for intuition, for my voice. You will have a clarity of thought you have not had for years. Solutions to problems will arise more easily, not because you strove more, but because your mind is rested and receptive to my wisdom. The second thing you will sense is a new energy in your body. The emotional weight you carried showed itself physically as tension in your shoulders, headaches, and chronic fatigue. By releasing the weight, you will feel your muscles relax. You will sleep more soundly. You will wake up feeling genuinely rested, not just having passed through the hours of sleep. There will be a new vitality in your steps, a new light in your eyes. Your physical health is intrinsically linked to your emotional and spiritual health. The third thing you will experience is a new depth in your relationships. When you carried all the weight, you related to others from a place of need, to be helped, to be validated, or control, to have to fix everything. Now, free from the weight, you can relate from a place of fullness. You will love not because you need something, but because you have love to give. You will listen not to solve, but to connect. Your interactions will become lighter, more authentic, and much more joyful. You will become an oasis of peace for others, instead of being one more burden. There is something profound I want you to grasp. This lightness is not an absence of problems. Life's challenges will continue to exist. The difference is how you carry them. Instead of putting them in your own backpack, you will bring them directly to me, your burden partner. You will learn to walk through challenges with my peace in your heart and my strength sustaining you. Life will not become easier, but you will become infinitely stronger and lighter in facing it. This is not a fantasy. This is the abundant life I always planned for you. And it begins the moment you decide, once and for all, to stop carrying what I never intended to be yours. My child, one of the reasons you clung so much to the weight was because it gave you a false sense of strength. You confused carrying burdens with being strong. Today I want to redefine strength for you. The strength the world admires is that of the pack mule, who bears the weight without complaining until it collapses. But that is not my strength. True strength, the strength of my kingdom, is not in your capacity to carry, but in your wisdom to know what to hand over to me. The truly strong woman is not the one who says, I can handle everything alone. She is the one who says, with humility and trust, I cannot do this without my God. That declaration of dependence is not weakness. It is your greatest act of power, for it is what unlocks my unlimited strength in your life. The new strength you will walk in will be shown in 3 ways. First, in the strength to set boundaries. Because you no longer need everyone's approval, you will have the courage to say no with love. No to the request that would overload you. No to the conversation that would steal your peace. No to the responsibility that is not yours. Your no's will create the sacred space for your most important yeses. Yes to your rest, to your peace, to your purpose. Second, in the strength of vulnerability. Old strength built walls. New strength builds bridges. You will have the courage to admit when you do not know, to ask for help when you need it, to share your struggles with trusted people. And you will discover that your vulnerability does not push people away. It draws them in, for it gives them permission to be vulnerable too. Your authenticity will become your superpower. Third, in the strength to trust the process. Old strength tried to control every outcome. New strength surrenders to my timing and my ways. You will have the strength to plant a seed and wait patiently for the harvest, without digging it up every day to see if it is growing. You will develop a serenity that comes from the certainty that the one who began the good work in you, and in the situations you handed over to him, is faithful to complete it. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple "Lord, teach me to walk in your true strength" is a prayer that realigns your identity and frees you from the tyranny of having to be Wonder Woman. Your true marvel is in your partnership with me, my precious soul. This new life of lightness is not just for your benefit. It is your new ministry. Your change, your peace, your serene joy will change into a powerful testimony for a world that is groaning under the weight of anxiety and exhaustion. You will not need to preach sermons. Your life itself will be the message. People will look at you who perhaps face the same or even greater challenges than they do, and will see a calm, a trust, a lightness they cannot explain. And they will ask, "What is your secret?" And you will have the most beautiful and simple answer in the world. "I no longer carry my burden alone. I have a partner who carries it for me." Your story will become an instruction manual for the freedom of others. You will have authority to talk about surrender because you practiced it. You will have compassion for the overburdened because you have been there. Your greatest suffering, your greatest weight, will change into your platform of greatest impact. I am transforming you from a victim of the weight into an ambassador of lightness. Wherever you go, your presence will bring an atmosphere of peace. In your family, you will no longer be the center of worry, but the source of calm. At your work, amid the stress, you will be the non-anxious presence that anchors the team. Among your friends, you will be the one who, instead of joining the chorus of complaints, offers a perspective of hope and trust. What I want you to grasp is that, by accepting my relief, you are not being selfish. You are equipping yourself to be infinitely more generous and effective. An overburdened person has very little to offer. A person who walks in lightness has peace, joy, wisdom, and strength to distribute. By allowing me to serve you, I am empowering you to serve others at the highest level. Your personal healing is the start of a wave of healing that will spread through you to everyone around you. Embrace this new identity. Embrace this new calling. You are a bearer of my rest, a messenger of my peace, and your silent testimony of a life without unnecessary weight will be the revolution your world needs to see. My beloved soul, we have reached the end of our transaction. I am here, with my hands now full of the weights you bravely handed over to me, and you are there with your backpack now full of my peace, my strength, and my provision. The exchange has been made, your liberation has been decreed. Now, the walk begins. And I leave you with one last instruction to seal this work in your heart. Your new daily practice must be lightness maintenance. Every morning, before the day begins, do a preventive check-in. Ask your heart, is there any weight I took back during the night? Is there any new worry that is already trying to enter my backpack? And consciously, hand them over to me before you even get out of bed. Start your day with a light backpack, and throughout the day, be vigilant. The moment you feel the old tension in your shoulders, the familiar surge of anxiety, stop, breathe, and say, "Wait, this weight is not mine." And, in a silent prayer, hand it back to me immediately. Do not let it settle. Do not let it spend the night with you. Treat weights like a warm coat on a summer day. Get rid of them as quickly as possible. This is not a practice of perfection, but of persistence. There will be days when you will carry the weight for hours before realizing it. Do not condemn yourself. Just celebrate the moment you recalled and make the exchange again. Over time, the interval between picking up the weight and letting it go will become increasingly shorter until it becomes an instant reflex. Living in lightness will become your second nature. You are no longer the woman who carries the weight. That is your old identity. Your new identity is the woman who walks in partnership with God, the woman whose burden is light. Live from this new truth. Let it inform your decisions, your conversations, your posture. You are called to freedom, and your freedom begins with a backpack empty of worries and full of my presence. Go now, and walk in the lightness that is your birthright and my gift to you. If this message resonated with you and with your situation, write in the comments, "I walk in the lightness of the Lord." Your words strengthen your faith and also light the way for others who need this light. Share your experiences in the comments. And before we close, I need to guide you to something I have prepared especially for you. I have seen your search for inner healing, for spiritual reconnection, for a new purpose, and for prosperity that comes from my hands. None of this is by chance. When your heart cries out, I open pathways. That is why, through this channel, I have set before you a guided 31-day path, a process where daily I can speak more deeply to your spirit. This is not just an ebook. It is a road to restoration, alignment, and growth, created to strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and open doors you never imagined. If you feel this calling, access the link I have left in the description and also in the first pinned comment of this video. Begin this walk of healing, reconnection, purpose, and prosperity today. I will be with you on every page, guiding your steps and illuminating your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.